Okay, so hello class. For this recording, I have to apologize first as you do not see me on the video. However, I'll rest assured that I'll try to explain to the best of my abilities the concepts stated in Module 6. Now, for Module 6, we're going to talk about conditional probability and counting rules. Okay, so just to give you an idea of how conditional probability works, okay, let's have a sample scenario here. Now, according to the data by Statista in 2022, the data that they have gathered showed that the malnourishment rate of Filipinos are at 14.5% back in 2018. Okay, so what this implies is that if you randomly picked a Filipino from the 110 million or the population back then in 2018, there is a 14.5% chance, okay, or 0.145 probability of that randomly selected Filipino to be malnourished. Now, that is when you are sampling in the entire Filipino population. However, the malnourishment rate of Filipinos, as one can imagine, would most likely increase if we are, say, only limited to selecting Filipinos in the poverty line. So, paano ba yun i-state? Or how does that happen in the in a particular probability scenario? It's this. Alam natin na 14.5% yung chance ng isang Filipino to be malnourished. Now, yung, alimbawa, nakapili tayo ng isang Filipino, hindi pa natin tinetest kung siya ay malnourished or not. However, binigyan tayo ng information, for example, we were given the information na yung Pilipino na yon ay nasa poverty line. Okay? So, with that in mind, you can assume na kahit hindi pa natin alam kung malnourished siya or hindi, mas mataas sa 14.5% yung chance niya na maging malnourished. Okay? Because we have data that is related to our actual event. Okay? In the same scenario, pag yung pipili ulit tayo ng isang random Filipino, hindi pa natin alam kung malnourished or hindi. Pero biglang sinabi sa atin na yung Filipino na napili pala natin ay among the top 10 richest family in the Philippines. Di ba? So, baka yung 14.5%, malayong mas mababa yung actual percent niya. Kapag nalaman natin or kapag yung pool ng pamimilian natin ay doon sa mga mayayaman naman. Okay? So, according to Navida and Monk, the probabilities of events change, okay, when certain variables are being known to us. Okay? So, basically, ang conditional probability, okay, in a layman's sense, this is the probability of an event given na merong mga variables na nakakaapekto sa probability na yan. Okay? So, an example adapted from Navida and Monk in slide number 4 shows this particular scenario. Now, for example, you have 4 students, Juan, Pedro, Hilda, and Maria, okay, who are running for classroom positions. Now, dalawa lang yung classroom positions mo na kailangan ma-fill. It's only mayor and the secretary. Now, Navida and Monk ask here, what is the probability? What is the probability of Hilda as the mayor and Maria being the secretary? Okay? So, tago nga muna natin ito. Ayan. Okay. So, in this case, what's the probability of Hilda as the mayor? We know that there are only 4 candidates. So, Hilda is one of them. If all of them have equal chances of being a mayor, then the probability is 25%, right? And then the probability of Maria being a secretary, okay, notice na ang ginamit ko dito ay semicolon, which means we're asking for 2 separate events, okay? The event of Maria being a secretary is also 25%. Kasi apat lang din yung pamimilian mo for the secretary. Okay? However, okay, in this case, we have to look at all of the possible outcomes in the probability experiment. For example, we can have the outcome na si Juan yung mayor and then si Pedro yung secretary. Si Juan yung mayor and si Hilda yung secretary, si Juan yung mayor and then si Maria yung secretary. And then si Pedro naman yung mayor, si Juan yung secretary, Pedro mayor, Hilda secretary, so on and so forth. Okay? For the mayor position, 4 yung pamimilian mo. Pag nakapili ka na ng mayor, 3 na lang yung pamimilian mo for the secretary. So, with that in mind, it means that we have 12 possible outcomes here. Okay? So, sa 12 na outcomes na yon, ilan yung outcomes na mayor si Hilda? Okay, in the next slide, it explains exactly that. 3 out of 12 outcomes have Hilda as the mayor. That is, si Hilda yung mayor, then either si Pedro yung isang secretary, Hilda Pedro, Hilda Juan, and Hilda Maria. Okay, so 3 out of the 12 outcomes. That is the probability of Hilda being a mayor. Now, ganun din yung idea natin when we are asking what's the chance of Maria being a secretary. Okay? So, si Maria yung secretary, either pwede niya maging mayor si Hilda, pwede niya maging mayor si Pedro, pwede niya maging mayor si Juan. So, 3 out of 12. In the lowest terms, that's 1/4. Now, the first 2 questions are example of what you call unconditional probability because they are not affected by additional information and they are independent events, independent singular events. However, okay, dito na tayo magkakaroon ng konting phrasing. What is the probability of Maria being a secretary if, okay, keyword, if Hilda was picked as the mayor? Now, dito na po magsisimula yung problems nyo with conditional probability. Because what you're asking here now is the word what if. Okay? So in this case, we look at the outcome as where Hilda is the mayor. So ito po yung 3 outcome na yon. Hilda Maria, Hilda as mayor, Pedro as secretary, Hilda and Juan. Okay? In this event, we can see that one of the 3 outcomes is the desired event. Ano yung one outcome na yon? Ito lang. Out of the 3 outcomes na si Hilda, yung mayor, isa lang. Yung may outcome na si Maria, yung secretary. That's why the probability of Maria being a secretary if Hilda is the mayor is 1/3. Sa lahat ng outcome na si Hilda yung mayor, sa 3 outcome na si Hilda yung mayor, isa lang doon yung may outcome na si Maria ang secretary. Okay? That's why it's important to know what conjunction you're using. Diba? Kasi, pwede itong, what's the probability of Maria being a secretary or Hilda being a mayor? O, iba na naman yun. What is the probability of Maria being a secretary and Hilda being the mayor? Magkaiba na naman yung probability doon. That's why you have to look at the conjunction na ginagamit. Okay? Ang iba pang conjunction na ginagamit is, what is the probability of Maria being a secretary given that Hilda is picked as the mayor? Pwede rin pong ganon yung statement. But the idea remains the same. The condition that Hilda is the mayor. Okay? So, I do hope that you practice what you practice in understanding what is actually looked at. Okay? That is the probability. Okay? Yung ganito po nating notation. Okay? M given H. Okay? Ito pong symbol na to. Yan, yung symbol na straight line, sa gitna nila, that means the probability of, that means M, the event M, given the event H. Okay? So, the probability of Maria being a secretary given that Hilda is the mayor, is 1 out of the 3 outcomes, or 1/3. Okay? Further dissecting the probability, we can look at the probability of having Hilda as mayor and Maria as secretary. That is yung probability naman ng H and M. Now, ang probability ng H and M, okay, isa lang naman yun eh. Hilda, Maria. Pero out of the 12 siya. So the probability of H and M, that is equal to 1/12. Okay, so this event has only one outcome, one out of the 12 outcome. Okay, whereas the event of having Hilda as a mayor has 3 outcomes. Okay, hence the probability for the conditional event. Okay, so how does that work? It works this way. Okay, the conditional probability of B given A, denoted as a B given A, is basically this. Okay, that's the probability of the conditional probability. Yun lang pala ay the probability of A and B divided by the probability of event A. Okay, further, you can also use this to find the probability of A and B by simply using the formula the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B given A, or the probability of B multiplied by the probability of A given B. Okay, so let's try that for Hilda and Maria. Okay, so the probability of H, that is the probability ang hinahanap natin is Maria given Hilda. Okay, so yun yung hinahanap natin. That is, sabi daw, equal to the probability of M and H. Okay, yan ang gamitin ko ha. Ay, ganito lang. Ayan. Okay. Ang iba kasi, ang ginagamit ay they use a symbol here, lalo na sa inyong set theory. Okay. So, I'll use that one. It's this. And. Okay. The probability of M and H. Oops, wala tuloy. Sure. Over the probability of H. Okay? So, ano lagi yung tatandaan dito? Okay? Yung probability na nasa denominator ay yung given na event. Okay? Kung H yung given, okay? Di ba? H yung given dito. Yung probability na nasa denominator ay yung probability ng given na event. I hope you do not forget that. Again, probability. Okay, if you're looking for the conditional probability, okay, yung given na event, okay, yung event that's already established, yun yung denominator. Now, okay, bigyan natin ng value ito. Okay, so ang probability ng Maria and Hilda, being the combo that they are, is 1 out of the 12 outcomes. The probability of Hilda being a mayor is 1 out of the 4 outcomes. Okay? So 1/2 ay 1/12 divided by 1/4. Okay? That is simply, okay, sige, para sa mga mahina sa math dyan, chart. Okay, this becomes 1/3 divided by 1. Okay, anong ginawa ko? I multiplied 4/4. I multiplied yung buong numerator. Okay, pakita ko na nga lang para hindi kayo malito. Okay, so you have 1/12. Okay, I multiplied this by 4. And then 1/4. Nope. 1/4. I also multiplied this by 4. Okay, kasi di ba? 4 sa numerator, 4 sa denominator, that's equal to 1. So that's just 1 multiplying by itself. Okay? So this becomes, yun nga, this becomes 1/3 over 1 over 1. Okay? So this simply becomes 1/3. Okay? So I hope hindi kayo malilito sa fraction. So yan po yung nakita natin kanina. This is showing you how the formula works and how we got it using logical means earlier. Okay? So let's have another problem. For example here, example number 1, the poverty incidence among families in the Philippines is 13.2%. Suppose that the family experiencing probability has a 4.2% chance of being a resident of a Pangasinan. Suppose lang ha. Okay. What is the probability of a random family experiencing probability and is from Pangasinan? Okay. So we're looking for the probability of a random family experiencing probability and is from Pangasinan. So, okay. Ano yung given dito? Okay? Ang given ay yung chance of being in the poverty incidence. Okay? 13.2%. And then, given yung chance, okay, na ang family na nag-experience ng poverty ay mapunta sa Pangasinan. Okay? Ano yung given dito? Ang given event dito is this. Suppose that a family experiencing poverty. So, yun yung given na event. Okay? So, ang hinahanap natin ay yung probability of poverty, P, and from Pangasinan. Okay? So, andito po yung solving niya. Suppose I is the poverty incidence and we have P being a family in Pangasinan. Okay? So, the probability of being in the poverty incidence is 0.132. And then the probability of being or living in Pangasinan given that you are in the poverty incidence is 0.042. Okay? So, ang hinahanap natin ay yung probability that they are both in the poverty incidence and in Pangasinan. So, paano po hanapin yan? Okay. So, according to our formula earlier, ang gagawin mo lang, multiply mo lang yung probability ng I sa probability ng P given I. Okay? So, ano po yung palatandaan sa formula na ito? Okay? Kung ano po yung nasa labas, okay, siya po yung katabi ng given. Siya po yung given doon sa i-multiply mo na probability. So, dito, ang nakalabas ay probability of incidence or poverty incidence. So, ang multiply mo ay yung probability of living in Pangasinan given, okay, given that you are on the incidence level. So, that is simply 0.132 times 0.042 to be equal to 0.005544. Okay? That is estimated to be basically 0.55%. Okay? So, sabi po niyan, pag mamimili ka ng random Filipino family, according to this problem lang ha, okay, pag pipili ka ng random family, there is a 0.55% chance na yung pamilya na randomly mapili mo ay nasa poverty line and nakatira sa Pangasinan. Okay? So next, you have this particular example. Dito gumagamit ka naman ng table. Okay? Suppose you're given this table. You ask the students, okay, if they are affirmative, kung sila ay payag sa divorce, and then students who are negative sa divorce. Okay? Tinanong mo rin yung kanilang relationship status. Okay? So, ano yung makukuha natin sa information na ito? Okay, it's this. I hope you're good at looking at table. Sa single, okay, yung mga estudyanteng single, there are 27 students surveyed. Okay? So, in the survey, there are 27 students who are single. Okay? And 17 of those single students are affirmative to divorce, while the remaining 10 is negative to divorce. And then the others in a relationship, you have surveyed a total of 44 students who are in a relationship. Okay. 28 of those are affirmative, 16 is negative. So, in total, lahat ng students sa sinurvey mo, whether they be single, in a relationship, affirmative, negative, they total to 71. Okay? So, ito po yung given. Okay, ano yung hanapin natin? Upon picking a random student from the body, what is the probability of picking a student in favor of divorce? Okay. Given that they are in a relationship. Okay? Anong word na ginamit? Given. Meaning this is a conditional problem. Okay? Letter B, a student that is in a relationship given that they are in favor of divorce. A student that is single given that they are either against or divorce. Okay, medyo complicated na, no? Pero makikita natin mamaya. Actually, this is a simple problem. Okay? A student that is both in a relationship and is against divorce. So, dito, we are looking for an end. Okay? End problem. Okay? So, let's have this particular designations. S, being a student being single, R, relationship, F, in favor, A, against. Okay? So, the first is the probability of a student being in favor of divorce given that they are in a relationship. Okay? So, dito tayo. Ano yung given sa kanila? They are given that they are in a relationship. Okay? So, what's the probability of being in a relationship? That is 44 out of 71. Okay? So, 44 out of 71. That's the probability of being in a relationship. Okay? And then, we're looking at the probability of in favor and in a relationship. Okay? So, dapat daw favor and in a relationship. So, ilan yon? Ilan ba yung nasa relationship? 44 sila lahat. Ilan yung nasa favor? 28. So, anong probability doon? 28 ba out of 44? Well, no. It's 28 out of all the participants. So, that's 28 over 71. Okay? Kasi, we're looking at a random student. We're looking at the probability of end. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ano pamimilian? Pamimilian pa rin ang lahat ng student. So, that's 28 over 71. Okay? So, 28 over 71 divided by 44 over 71. Then, just do the maths. You'll get 7 over 11. Okay? There's a 7 over 11 chance that you will pick a student who is in favor of divorce given that they are in a relationship. Okay? So next, we have the conditional probability of a student being in a relationship given that they are in favor of divorce. Okay? So, we're looking at the probability of relationship and in favor. Okay? So, una, hanapin muna natin yung probability na relationship and favor sila. So, that's 28. Okay? Over 44 ba? No. It's over 71 because you're looking for the probability end. Okay? Ano pamimilian? Yung whole student body. So, that's 28 who are in a relationship and in favor. Okay? Over 71. Okay? Tama ba? Okay. And then, kunin natin yung nasa favor naman. Okay? Sa mga favor, ilan sila? Sa mga favor, that is 45 out of what? Out of 71. Sa lahat ng favor, 45 out of 71. Okay? So that is 28 over 71 divided by 45 over 71. You will get 28 over 45. Okay? Then this one. The probability that a student is single given that they are either against or in favor. Okay? So, tingnan nga natin. Ito yung nakakatawang parte. Kunin nga natin yung probability na sila ay against or favor. Okay? Hindi ko na ibabalik doon sa table. Because what? Because all of your students, they are just simply against or favor. Wala namang withheld doon sa table mo. So, pag tinanong mo yung student mo, kahit sinong random student yan, it's either against or favor. So, ang probability ng student mo na pumasok sa against or favor is 1. Because, inevitably, hindi naman sila pwedeng pumili ng abstain. So, meron. Kahit random student na piliin mo, it's either sila ay against or favor. Okay? And then, you simply get the probability of S and against or favor. Ano ba yun? So, ito. Single. That is against or favor. Okay? Ano ba yung single doon? That is 27. Okay? Ano yung denominator? The denominator is 71. Okay? Kasi nga, bakit mo kukunin yung 17 and 10? Because ang 17 and 10 mo, that's affirmative and negative. So, pagpapasimula yung dalawang yan, magkakaroon kayo ng complications dito pag dumaki na lalo yung table. Okay? So, that's 27 over 71. Okay, that's 27 over 71. Okay? Then next, you have the probability of R and A. Okay? Probability of being in a relationship and against divorce. Okay? So, dito, lagyan natin ng asterisk para sa daling maintindihan. Okay? This is the probability of A, probability of you being against, multiplied by the probability that you are in a relationship given that you are against. So, saan natin kukuhin itong mga to? Dito muna tayo sa probability of against. So, given a random student, the probability of being against divorce is 26 divided by 71. Okay? So, 26 over 71. Now, the probability of R given that you are A. Okay, ito yung medyo problematic. Ano yung titignan natin? Ang titignan natin ay yung column ng affirmative. Okay? So, ang given ay affirmative. So, ilan yung affirmative? They are 45. Okay? Sa 45 na affirmative na yon, what's your probability of being in a relationship? That's 28 divided by 45. Okay? Ay, sorry. Probability of R given against pala. Favor pala yung nakita natin. Okay, so ulitin natin. Okay, ganun din naman. Okay? So, sa lahat ng negative mo, ilan yung negative? 26. Okay? So, sa 26, what's your probability of being in a relationship? That is 16. So, that is 16 over 26. Kaya po yan, naging 16 over 26. Okay? And then this one, gawin na rin natin. Ano naman? Probability of R and against, but parang naulit. I think I have just mistyped here. Okay? Bakit ito 44 over 71? Because binaliktad natin. Okay? So, dito naman, try natin on the other way around. Okay? The probability of R, the probability that you are in a relationship, that is 44 over 71. Probability of being in a relationship. And then, the probability of you are against, given that you are in a relationship. Okay, so sa relationship, ilan ba sila? They are 44. Okay, so 44 yung sa relationship. And then, against. Okay, so 16 divided by 44. Kasi, bakit 44? Kasi, tinitingnan natin, given that you are in a relationship. Ilan ba yung nasa relationship? 44. Okay, ilan sa kanila yung negative? 16. So that is 16 over 44. So yun po nakuha yung number na yun. Okay? So 44 divided by 71 multiplied by this, you'll simply get the same. 16 over 71. Okay? So next, you have this example number 3. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko medyo dadami na. Okay? So, a random college student, okay, around Manila, were asked about their daily budget, and they were categorized as poor, middle, and rich, and their frequency of buying fast food, whether they ask it seldom, moderate, or often. The results are tabulated in the next slide. Okay? So, ito po yung tabulation nila. Okay? As you can see po, okay, these are, wala pang total. Okay? So, what are the things that you're looking for? Probability of randomly picking a rich student who is a moderate goer in fast food chains. Okay? Probability of picking a rich student, okay, who is a moderate goer. Okay? So, ano kaya hinahanap mo dito? Okay, is it conditional? May sinabi bang given? May sinabi bang mauunang event? Okay? Wala. Okay? So, in this case, anong kailangan mo? Ang kailangan mo ay yung pareho. They are both rich. Okay? Rich and moderate goer. Okay? So, yun yung hahanapin mo doon sa part na ito. Okay? So, next one is the probability of a student not, okay? Medyo problematic na to. Not being poor. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng not being poor? This is either, this is basically yung mga students mo that are moderate and it can be moderate or rich. Okay? And a given, sorry, this is given, okay? So, given that they are seldom goers. Okay? So, sige, tingnan natin kung paano titingnan yun. Ano yung given sa kanila? Given that they are seldom. Okay? So, para makuha ito, this is simply the probability of gawa na lang tayo ng bagong slide. Okay, then burahin natin ito. Sige, so unahin natin sa number 1. Okay. And for this one, so 3. Probability of student often going to a fast food given that they have a middle. Okay? Middle. Okay, middle yung given. So, often yung hinahanap, ang given na event ay middle. Okay? Ayan. So, ito nga. Try nga natin i-duplicate. Sige. Okay. Dito muna tayo sa rich and moderate. Okay? So, how does this work? Okay? So, we're looking for the probability of rich and symbol naman na. Sorry. Okay, it's this. And moderate. Okay? Ay. Moderate. Sa middle lang din. Ano? Mag-isip tayo ibang letter. Let's say ang moderate ay medyo. Sige, M na lang yung moderate natin. Gawin natin sa middle, G. Para gitna. Parang ganun. Okay. So, this is probability of R and M. This is equal to, pwedeng dalawang kunin mo, the probability of being rich multiplied by the probability of, okay, anong mauna dito? Okay, yung rich yung nakalabas, ibig sabihin yung rich yung given. So, M given R. Okay? So, tingnan mo natin yung probability of being rich. Okay? So, ang gagawin mo lang, pagplasin mo lahat. Lahat. Okay? Okay? Para ba mag-insert ang table dito? Okay, mag-insert nga tayo. Insert. Okay, insert below. Okay, lagyan natin yung total. Okay? Sana may equals dito, no? Char. Okay. And then dito, mag-insert din tayo. Insert. Nawawala na. Okay, insert right. Okay, perfect. So, lagyan natin dito yung total. Okay. So, let me just get my calculator. Okay. Don't worry. Tapusin lang natin itong tatlong problem and then I'm going to end the recording. Okay. So, sa poor, ilan lahat ng poor? That is 182. Okay. 182 plus 150 plus 98. That's 430. Okay. Sa middle, that's 151 plus 246 plus 124. 246 plus 124. That's 521. Okay. Sa rich, ilan sila? They are 207. Dami namang rich chart. Plus 217 plus 62. So that's 486. Okay? Now, kung natin sa seldom, ilan yung kumakain ng seldom sa fast food? So that's 182 mula sa poor plus 151 sa middle plus 207 sa rich. So 540 yung seldom goers. Sa moderate goers, that's 150. 150 plus 246 plus 217. So that's 613. Okay? So, doon naman sa off 10, okay, so nag-go off 10, that's 98 plus 124 plus 62. So, that's 284. Now, dapat puplapasin mo to, okay, equal sa sum nitong tatlong nasa taas. Okay, kasi pag hindi, there's something wrong with your table. Okay, or there's something wrong with your calculations. So, let's add 540 first. Dito muna tayo sa bandang baba. 540 plus 613 plus 284. That's 1437 yung na-check ko. Okay? So, let's check naman sa column. That's 430. Whoop, 430 plus 521. Okay? 521 plus 486. So, I also got the same 1437. Okay? So, hanapin na natin yung probability of being rich. Probability of being rich, that is 486 divided by 1437. Okay? This is 486 divided by 1437. Okay. Next, we multiply the probability that you are a moderate goer given that you are rich. Okay? So, given that you are rich, okay, so sa 486 na rich, yung probability mo na maging moderate ay 217 divided by saan? Okay? Are you talking about the entire population? No. You're only talking about the rich population because moderate given that you are rich. So that is 207, okay, divided by 486. So this is 217 divided by 486. Okay, 217 divided by 486. So this is equivalent. Ba't ba naka-bold lahat ng ito? I-unbold nga natin. Okay. Okay, so let me just put this in my calculator. Char, wag na i-calcu. Oh, yan. Ayan. 217 divided by 1437. Ano ba yung lowest term nito? Wala na yata. Because if I remember correctly, 217 is a prime. Ay, hindi. Ay, oo yata. 1437. Okay? So, yan na yung lowest term. Okay, as much as possible, hindi po tayo gagamit ng decimal because fractions are more accurate. Okay? So, that's letter A. Now, let's get letter B. Okay? Letter B yung medyo mahirap. Okay? Because you're looking at two things, moderate or rich, as long as they are not poor, given that they seldom go. Okay? So, titignan ko na agad yung seldom go. Okay? Para mabilis agad. So, sa seldom, ayan, given the seldom, you're looking at 540 na nagpupunta seldom. Okay? Sa 540 na yon, ilan yung hindi poor? Okay? Sa 540, ilan yung hindi poor? Ito, 151 plus 207. So, that's simply your probability. Okay? So, insert na agad. Probability of not poor. Okay? Parang ko sabihin not poor. Yan, ganyan na lang. Not poor. Given that they are seldom going, this is equal to, okay, probability ng, hindi nga poor, di ba? So, hindi kasama yung poor. So, you're either middle, 151, or rich. Di ba? Pag or yung ginagamit natin, nagpa-plus tayo ng probability. So, this is 151 plus 207 divided by kung ilan yung seldom. Seldom is 540. Okay. So, this is equivalent to, okay, lagay ko na lang sa calculator para hindi kayo mabore agad. Sure. 179 divided by 270. Okay. So, that's your probability of a student not being poor given that they are seldom going in fast food chains. Okay. And then this one, I'll leave it for you kasi ito yung medyo madali na. Okay. So, for the special problems, okay, I urge you to read that first. Okay. A separate recording will be given for all of these problems. Okay. Mga problems kasi ito involving at least, and then the others are for fundamental counting principles. But for now, yan po muna yung ating recording. Okay. So that is all. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one.